Hello everybody, welcome to Brewery Reviews with me, your host Jack, and tonight we have some beers that have been very kindly donated to me by Matt, my friend from Hop Studio. He's the head brewer there, and he's really hooked me up big style. We did a little beer tasting over at his place. I took a few beers along from Chicago, and he contributes stuff like Parabola, which I think we've got a video of coming up as well. I'm going to upload those a little bit later because he wants some opinions, especially on one that we're going to try later on this evening. But it's crazy what he's given me. It's really awesome. So he gave me this Mystic Mama, which is an IPA by Jackie O's with some awesome artwork on it. He's also given me a bottle of his chocolate, the white version. There's two versions. This is a milk or dark chocolate version as well, which is one that we're going to try later on. So I'll save the spoilers for that one for later. And then tonight's beer, which is a award-winning ale coming out of Ohio. This is Fatheads Brewery with a Hop Juju Imperial IPA, which is absolutely awesome. Won a gold medal at the Great American Beer Festival in 2013 and 2015 too. And if I just pull it up on my phone really quickly, you can see that these guys continually win awards. They have a dedicated page on their website for award winning. We tried this one. Matt managed to pick up a bottle of that one as well, the standard Headhunter IPA, which is just so kind of classic West Coast piney, dank, resinous, grapefruity. Really great example of the style of beer. But this Hop Juju, it's kind of, I guess, an amped up version of that, and should be quite interesting indeed. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to get our hands on these, and I believe they're pretty fresh as well. The Headhunter was literally no more than about 3 or 4 days old since he got it in the tray, picked it from the brewery, which is crazy, and someone is very good at tagging their bottle caps as well to stop oxygen leakage, which is pretty cool. This bottle, I'm not entirely sure when it was bottled, but it will be relatively fresh, having come from a guy, I'm assuming he picked it up straight from the brewery, so pretty awesome to be able to try something so fresh. Liking the artwork, it's clearly a fat head on it, and he has got hops, like a hop garland on his head, and hops around his neck, alongside some kind of tiki idols as well, which is kind of cool. Clocks in at 9% and 100 IBUs too. Without further ado, ooh, nice bit of spritz on there. We might as well use a nice craft master glass to get the best out of those aromas. Pouring nice and vigorously to get a nice big head on it. Holy Moses. I mean, for one, I'm not sure, the lighting's not very good in here for some reason. As you can see, we're in the kitchen, so I don't have my lights on me like I normally do. I hope you can see that, how kind of fluorescent, almost fluorescent orange that is. There's a great carbonation as well. This glass is slightly nucleated, I will say that, with a nice big fluffy white head on the top. It looks like it's going to stick around for a bit of the ride at least. But that colour, fluorescence is fantastic. And I can smell the aroma a mile away. I could hold it at arm's length next to you with the camera and I could still smell it. Oh, it's honestly like the sweetest, most juicy orange you've ever smelled. Big dank notes in there too. Really weedy marijuana. The best way I can describe it is like so quintessentially West Coast in terms of American IPA, but this is kind of one of those quintessential ones. I'm almost getting like papaya and raspberries in it as well, or something like that. Like some kind of more berry notes coming on. But all the tropical fruit, all the grapefruit, all the dankness, all mashed into one. So heavy on the aromatics. It just reminds me of just being back in San Diego and drinking a fresh, juicy IPA from out there. Oh, smells fantastic. So, without further ado, cheers everyone, let's give it a try to Hop Juju. Oh, wow. That's a smack in the teeth, to say the least. Smack in the teeth. I've just seen the bottle cap, which I didn't actually look at when I was uncapping it. Awesome as well, same branding. My word. God, it's big, it's resinous and it's bitter. It's definitely grabs your tongue and rakes it with the bitterness in a kind of a cool IPA way. There's just big, oily hop essential oils in there too. There is this pungency, this dank pungency to it. I know you can smell it on the aroma that this is big fruitiness, but on the palate almost it seems to play second fiddle to this sheer pine forest and resin notes of the beer. It finishes a little bit sweeter, and perhaps some of those juicy oranges coming through, and that little bit of the tropical fruit too. But the main bash in the middle of the palate is just, there's no other way to describe it but just painstakingly bitter in a really cool way. I do like bitter beers as much as I like kind of fruity or juicy IPAs too. There is just something sadistic but pleasurable about a nice hoppy double IPA. It reminds me, and it's probably sacrilege somewhat, but of Ruination 1.0 by Stone. The first time I had that, when it just destroyed my palate in the kind of nicest way possible. This is coming somewhat close to that. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Easy to say when it's won medals. It's big, it's bold, it's brash, full of flavour and aroma. You can't deny any of that. And it's clearly very well made. It's got a beautiful colour to it. I'm assuming it's filtered. Great body too, I might add. I haven't mentioned that at all, but it's a nice, good medium presence in the mouth, not too thick, I might add, but definitely not thin. Nice carbonation too, so it's very well made, all in all. Crazy cool beer. And like I said, it's kind of quintessentially West Coast when you get that pungency in terms of hop holes as well. I imagine the whirlpooling, I imagine the double dry hopping, all the good stuff you would hope to find in a double IPA. Well worth checking out if you find yourselves in Ohio, or if you find yourself anywhere that might distribute it. It's worth picking up and giving a shot. So, thank you, Matt. This is an absolute pleasure. You've really, really done me proud with this one. I can't thank you enough for finding one and so fresh for me as well. And we'll move on next to Matt's beer. So please, until next time, like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Cheers.